Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Jaedong and Anytime here on Icarus 1.0, a map I've never cast a game on before as far as I can remember, between a player who is very famous and another player who maybe you've never heard of before. As you can tell, back in the day they were on the same clan, which I'm not going to try to pronounce because I don't want to make a fool of myself. Okay, so at the bottom right corner-ish of the map, we have the blue Protoss player, it is Anytime. And at the 9 o'clock position over here, we have the teal Zerg player, Jaedong. Now, they're both part of the same clan here. He returned from his military duty on October 30th, 2010, became the new captain of the team, and took that burden off Jaedong's shoulders, according to the Liquipedia. And yeah, so he was teammates here with Jaedong for quite a while. They played against each other a bunch. Got a lot of replays between these two players. We'll see how Anytime acquits himself here. I don't know if this is just a string of like Jaedong wins against this dude. As we can see in Liquipedia, his worst matchup by far here is Zerg. He's got a 56% win ratio versus Terran, a 51.2% versus Protoss, and only a 49.3% versus Zerg in 205 games played against that race. So I mean, it's big. It's a big sample size, and he loses more than he wins. But we'll see. We'll see how he does here against Jaedong. We're going to try to get some early game analysis here. That's got to be a Forge, right? Yep, Forge. This game, according to the timestamp on it, is November 10th, 2012. So this is right after he got back from his military duty. They must have done some practice matches there to kind of get him back up to speed, right? Up to speed with StarCraft, and this is one of those. So I don't know if Anytime is rusty in this game or what, but we'll see. And his APM is, 250, not too bad right now. That is a hatch first from Jaedong into a pool. It is going to be a Forge first into an expansion from Anytime. And no gas being taken yet here by the Zerg player. Looks like he's just going to deal with whatever he needs to with some slowlings for the time being. And where's your expansion at? I don't think he's going to bother. I don't think he's going to bother with cannons yet. I think he has time to make a Nexus. He does. He's got the 400 minerals in the bank. There goes the Nexus. And if any lings show up, he should be prepared for it by getting a cannon down. This probe scout is beautiful. He still sees no gas being taken. There's no way we're going to start metabolic boost as soon as this pool finishes. From Jaedong, right? Right. Jaedong is not planning on being aggressive here at all. But just in case, we are going to continue to wall off here with the gateway. Overlord comes scouting on in to see what's going on, and there's your gas being taken here, but that pool is just about done. So any lings that come out will be slow for quite some time. Now, slow lings can be still pretty devastating against Protoss, especially if they're wailing away at this pylon or going after your probes in this mineral line. So you still want to be a little bit cautious, a little bit worried about that. It might be time to throw down a cannon as we see this probe coming in again. And is going to toss that sucker down. Yes, there we go. So one cannon done. And really, with slowlings, you just need the one because speedylings can zip past there and take minimal casualties. But a slowling parade, I think the cannon will kill most of them, which is not what you want if you are Jaedong. Now, third base coming up here, and yes, indeed, third base locations against Protoss are pretty easy to hold, especially if you get up some Sunkens, you get up some Evolution Chambers to block off the attack paths of Zealots. Usually, you do get a round of Zealots heading on up there to try to take that sucker down. It's a weird map for this. What's our pathing here? Is this really just wide open like this? Oh, this is hard. This is difficult to deal with. That is a really wide opening to try to wall off and try to get handled with just Sunkens and stuff. Actually, did I cast a game on this map between... I can't remember who it is. Can't remember who it was. I think it was Shuttle. I'm pretty darn sure it was Shuttle, and I think it might have been Larva. But it was an amazing ZVP for sure. And there was a lot of Storm, a lot of Hydra play. And in the end, I'm not going to tell you who won, but this area was a major battlefield. Was it Icarus? I don't know if this was a spawn. I think it was a different map. Different map, similar tile set, and kind of a similar third base location up here. But it was Protoss who was trying to expand up here. And no, it was Zerg. It was Zerg who's trying to expand up here. It was a different map, though, for sure. We've got a Zealot harassing over here. But really, I mean, not getting much done. He has 0 kills. He's harassing a little bit. The lings are going to chase him into a corner here. And he is going to die. He's trying to position himself, but doesn't get any kills whatsoever. Well defended there by Jaedong, but what else do we expect from this dude? Oh, I did forget to mention, Anytime's nickname, he is known as Death God. So that's pretty fun stuff. Anytime that someone's nickname involves death in any way, you know they're pretty serious business. Metabolic Boost is just about done. Here come the Speedlings. We've got 2 cannons up. We're holding it with a Zealot and a Probe as necessary. Anytime has this down to a T. Spire on the way from Jaedong. Probably just going to be for, just going to be for those Scourge to do with the Corsairs. They're going to be made by Anytime. Here's getting +1 air weapons and making a Stargate. So nothing too crazy. No weird proxy shenanigans. No DT rush. Just going to be ye old Scourge versus Corsair. Third base up for the Zerg player. It's going to deal with probably a big attack of Zealots, as in fact more Zealots are on the way from Anytime. Is he going to go ahead and get a Citadel down? I don't see it. I don't see him going for Zealot legs quite yet, but we'll keep an eye on that for sure. First Corsair is on the way now for the Protoss player. And yeah, just kind of droning up, making 2 drones at a time, waiting for that Spire to finish. Getting a Hydralisk den as well is Jaedong, and a Macro Hatch coming up. Okay, so that's one way to hit wall off, is with a Macro Hatch. These Overlords are vulnerable, man. They are vulnerable to harassment by this Corsair. There are just juicy, delicious Overlords all over the place. You're heading to the main, which is not where they are. That is not the place you are going to go find juicy, delicious, flying bits of meat here. Not bits of meat, like huge amounts of meat. Overlords are ginormous in, you know, my expectations. But yeah, there's one. You could probably kill that one, but just scouting around. I think this might just be a scouting Corsair. Doesn't want to slow down really to try to take down Overlords all that much. But the third base, I don't think it's been scouted here. Once again, I really wish it would show you what your opponent knows about, right? Because that Corsair knows about the other bases, but this vision doesn't show that. So I don't know if he's been up here with anything yet or not. He's flown near it. I mean, I think he flew near it to actually catch a glimpse of that hatchery. He knows. He knows there's the third. It's Jaedong. There's no reason not to have our third. This Overlord and these... Oh, these Scourge are hanging out. Maybe not a good place to pop up if you are if you're a Corsair. These Scourge are hunting. They're hunting this Corsair. Are they going to find it? Yeah, zooming back. The Corsair coming in. Oh, just barely going to miss each other there. That's amazing stuff. And now 2 Corsair pop out. Pull back to the safety of the cannon. The cannon is life. These Overlords are scouting, though, too. I mean, this is just beautiful stuff from Jaedong. He sees exactly what's going on. He sees no other tech, except for a robotic spade. That is really fast Reaver stuff, man. Does he know about that? Does he know it's going to be a Reaver drops? There's a shuttle on the way here, too. So, Reaver drops could be pretty devastating, except for the fact there are a bunch of Scourge on the map, and if you try to go somewhere where there are Scourge, you will die. You will get 2-shot by them Scourge, and then you'll lose. You will lose the Reavers and the shuttle, and you will feel sad. When Corsair does get taken down by those Scourge over there. Again, Hydras are pretty good against this. Hydras are pretty good at dealing with drops and denying those drops. Also, legendarily terrible against Reavers. Really, anything on the ground that Zerg has is terrible against a Reaver. So, Reaver drop opening here from Anytime. Corsairs flying around trying to see any more Overlords inside our base we need to worry about. Scourge, it is a dance. It is a delicate dance. Don't get too close to the cannons. You'll take shots to the face. I love this Ling spread that Jaedong has. Anything that comes out of here is going to get spotted, first of all. Another Scourge down. So I think Anytime's doing pretty well for himself here. It is 82 to 73 supply. He's up, but Jaedong, again, is okay with being down in the first 10, 12 minutes of the game. And then he really starts getting into a higher gear here and kicking it into overdrive. All right, speedy Overlords are done. Overlord speed is complete, working on range and missile attack upgrades for the Hydralisks. And so far, oh, that was a drop. So the Corsairs are escorting here. They're escorting the shuttle. He's actually dropping Scarabs on Lings, which is 25 for 25. It's 25 minerals for a Scarab and 25 minerals for a Ling. So, I don't know, probably a fair exchange, 100% equitable exchange there, which is weird. You don't see those a lot in StarCraft. But now we have a lot of Hydras on the way. A lot of Hydras on the way. These Overlords getting chased down, and they're clumped together. They're gonna die. Wow, Jaedong is supply blocked here pretty substantially. 84 out of 61 available supply. Another Zergling goes down. And now it might be time for Jaedong to push the issue here. He is so supply blocked. He's making Overlords. This is a million Hydras, though. Look at all these Hydras cruising across the map. It looks like they do have the speed upgrade as well as the range upgrade as well as +1 missile attack. Another upgrade is coming in. And yes, that +1 is done. +2 is on the way. But here comes the push. This is where Jaedong is going to try to get some advantage here. But there is a Reaver back here. There are cannons back here. Oh, it's going to be drops. He got the drop upgrade. All right. All right, man. All right, so this is going to be like the best the best shuttle Reaver micro of all time is what this is going to have to be from Anytime. Yeah, here we go. It's a Hydra drop in the main base. It's a Hydra push at the frontier. Anytime. I don't know what you're going to do about this. The Corsairs are going to try to kill the Overlords, and they are. The Reaver getting some decent shots off here, too. The attack at the front is still going on in. This Reaver back here is, bam, up to 3 kills already. Another huge shot. Getting focused down by the Hydras, but he does save his own life there. Meanwhile, Zealots are fighting against these Hydras, doing pretty well. The Hydras aren't microing themselves all that very well. The Scourge, do they get the shuttle? Although Scourge might have got the shuttle there. No, shuttle is back here. Reaver really cleaning things up right now, and somehow Anytime is alive after that drop. Not only that, he's up 93 to 60 supply. That was a lot of dead Hydralisks. A lot of stuff getting cleaned up by Reavers and by these Zealots that do have +1 attack. That do they have the leg upgrades? I believe they do have the leg enhancement upgrade here. But holy smokes, that was beautiful stuff. So 2 base to 3 base. Anytime's feeling pretty comfortable. He lost 2 cannons, which is always a problem, but he can rebuild those really without too much of an issue. This Reaver man, 14 kills, hero of ire is that dude. Are we going to go for more drops? I don't know, man. I kind of feel like if you're going for more drops, if you're Jaedong, it's problematic. Just because there are additional cannons coming up here. We've got different scouting. And I don't know that Anytime can be caught off guard here again. Are these more Hydras? These are more Hydras. Trying to drop it into the natural, but there's a Reaver sitting right here, man. Oh, that's high ground drop. That is some high ground drop. That's much harder to deal with here if you're Anytime. Going after the Assimilator, going to try to snipe that sucker down. We got drops of Zealots going after that Spire, trying to snipe it out. No more Scourge for you. Save these Zealots. Oh, more Overlords getting picked off all over the place. The Hydras, there are not enough Hydras, I don't think, to save these guys. Maybe there are. Spawning pool might actually end up going down here too, which is just ridiculous. Is it going to go down? These Zealots are going to die, but they've brought that thing down to a low number, dropping Hydras here inside the main base, as well as Jaedong. And once again, the Zealots holding their own pretty well. Overlord's getting destroyed there, and I lost the thing. There's the thing. Sorry about that. These Hydras really can't do much other than take down that Assimilator, which is really good news for Anytime. 4th base on the way from Jaedong. 111 to 70 supply. Anytime has the lead. He has the upgrade advantage, ladies and gentlemen. It's looking really good, too. So the Dragoons, I guess, are here maybe to deal with that high ground, but it's so annoying. And you know what? Denying... Oh, that's a great storm. That is a beautiful storm. Denying that gas from Anytime, where it's 50% of his gas income, is just devastating for Anytime here. He does have the 1 base. He's oversaturating it with probes right now because it doesn't know what else to do. He's not getting a 3rd base, which is just going to be... It's going to be fatal for him versus Jaedong here. If he doesn't get a 3rd base, a 4th base is on the way from the Zerg player. Sure, Anytime is up right now, but he needs to be able to deal with these Hydralisks. And there are some lurkers on the high ground. Oh! Shuttle down. Was there anything in that shuttle? I didn't check in time. I hope, for Anytime's sake, there was nothing in that shuttle. Zealots pushing on up here. Yeah, I think Anytime needs to go for this counterattack. He needs to make it happen. 100%. Going for this 3rd base on the right side is Anytime as well. Here come the Zealots. Are there lurkers? Yes, there's 1 lurker burrow. There are 2 more they're going to burrow up here. Do you have detection? Did you bring an observer with you is the question of the day. And I do see one, which is nice. He's got some storm here too. Can't do much about these dudes, unfortunately. But here we go. Zealots wandering right on in on top of these lurkers, trying to finish them off. 1 is down. Another one. Hydras are getting killed. The Zealots are getting cleaned up pretty effectively by these lurkers, but the Dragoons are wandering into. There's a Sunken here at the same time. Storm on the high ground doing some pretty good stuff. The High Templar are trying to get involved here, but actually shoving this back with a number of Sunkens that are here. 3 Sunkens on the ground, and just not enough to absorb that damage. 4th base is done for Jaedong. These lurkers are... Actually, they can't hit any of these probes, which is really unfortunate for Jaedong, but really good for Anytime here. Hive coming in for the Zerg player. We're going to drop... That's a lurker. It's going to be attempted lurker drop, but... Okay, fair enough. So it did manage to burrow, but there's an observer right here. So it dies real fast. Alright, Dragoons are sitting on +2 attack. These ground units all have some pretty good attack upgrades. The Hydras are on +2 attack as well. Good storm on the high ground there. And not enough to finish off the lurker, but bringing it down to very low HP. 15 HP to be exact. Do we have more drop lords here? Yeah, that's a lurker drops. That's more lurker drops. Jaedong is just lurker dropping all over the place right now. But the 3rd base is done and happily cannon protected, and there's some storm here too. So even if it gets some lurkers down, I think the cannons should provide enough detection to make this happen. What is Corsair attacking right now? Ah, these Corsairs are attacking this Overlord. Ah, here come the Lurkers into the main base, and there's the burrow. Nice defense here of some Lings. Trying to get that High Templar. Can't quite do it. Nice control by Anytime. This Lurker sitting back here and kind of denying a little bit. Denying this mining at the main base a teeny tiny bit here. What is going to come here and deal with it? I don't know. Some Zealots possibly could. Some more Lurker drops back here at the third base. Getting cleaned up by a combination of Storm and Dragoons and Detection. Here's the Observer flying in. But Extra Storm gets it done anyway. This Lurker, man, I don't think it has any kills. It's got 1 kill, which is nice for it. And this Lurker up here on the high ground has a kill too. Yeah, anytime you try to rebuild up there, it's going to be bad for you. Still no Storms available on that High Templar. I feel like he's used up all of them. I'm really surprised this Lurker is not being dealt with by Anytime. He's just not concerned about it, apparently. Apparently is the problem. So Sons of Korhal are here. New Gettysburg Spaceport is here. An attack up to the third, and preparing for it now is Jaedong. He wasn't ready for it earlier because it wasn't coming. He's doing a great job of only preparing for attacks that are actually literally on the way. And that's how you play Zerg, man. That's how you play Zerg if you are Jaedong. Now, he's going to go Great Storm on the high ground there. There's the Defiler. He's going to go for his Dark Swarm. He's going to go for his Plague. There needs to be a transition into Archon at some point here if you're Anytime. But, man, he's going for this third base. I don't know about this, man. The Zealots are focusing down these drones that are holding off. Surprisingly, they're sacrificing themselves so the sunken colonies can do the work. They're all dead, though. That is a problem for Jaedong. Every worker at this third base is now completely dead. The static defense is going down. The High Templar are getting stabbed by Sunkens, which is not something you want to see ever if you're a Protoss player. Another Lurker gets stormed down here. Lurker's on the high ground trying to defend, but it's too late. We've moved on, says the army. And I think this hatchery is going to die. There is a bunch of Zerglings cruising on in here against these Dragoons, which seems pretty fantastic. This Lurker has 0 kills. Lings defending as well. And Archon does get made, but getting surrounded by Lings is enough to take it down. It does get exploded here. Lings cruising on in. Zealot. Oh, there we go. Zealot holding with Dragoons doing extra damage. More units cruising up from the south right now. This Lurker is in a great position. Observer actually detecting it. As it turns out, 107.83 supply right now. We're 17 minutes into this thing, and Anytime has a lead, you guys. Jaedong might have trying to get a little bit too cute there with the Lurker drops and the Hydra drops, and sure he did some damage, but I'm not sure it is enough. These Dragoons are kiting pretty well. They have +2 attack, which is fantastic. The Lings are sitting on +1 Carapace, but no other upgrades at all. Holy smokes, Guardians! All right, man, it's a Guardian attack down here from Jaedong. What do we have against Guardians? Corsairs. I think we have some Corsairs. Do we have Corsairs? I believe we do. Where's this shuttle going? Goodbye, shuttle. We don't need you for anything. This is amazing out of Jaedong right now. Zealots wandering in, going after that Queen's Nest. Seems like a weird upgrade or a weird building to go after. Doesn't matter. The Hydra's cleared them out anyway. Yes, it's Corsairs. Yeah, that's the problem here. It's that Guardians are flimsy. They hit like trucks, but they're slow and they're flimsy. Scourge actually do manage to save these guys. Well, temporarily. Temporarily, anyway. The army's coming back home after shutting that third base down effectively. There's no mining happening here at all. This Corsair is up to 9 kills. Wants to get another one with the Guardian. And Jaedong's not actually pushing the attack or really doing much of anything else. He's really trying to sneak down this way with some Lings. He's saturating his 4th base. He's trying to resaturate his 3rd base up here too. His APM seems to be split into multiple different locations at once right now. But Anytime continuing to try to make this thing happen. He is working on Dark Templar. He is getting Scarabs all the time. He's back into the Reaver production, which I think is great for him. And he's going to take down that 3rd base is the goal. He's up 30 supply against his opponent. And you know what? Scourge do end up saving these Guardians. And the Guardians are not pushing it right now, as it turns out. All right, so another attack on in here. Where's the Reaver? Set up with the Reaver. Don't waste it on the Lings, man. Fire on them Sunkens. There you go. Firing on them Sunkens. Wha-bam, wha-bam, wha-bam. 1 down. Other one injured as well. Some Lings trying to come up the backside, but there are enough Zealots here. With that +2 attack, I don't think it's going to happen here. +3 is almost done too, which is just so deadly for Lings. Great Storm. Again, if there are a bunch of Lings cruising in, Storm is a great answer for it. It's a really great answer for it here. These Sunkens really getting removed right now. Oh, Defiler is here. A Plague would be disgusting on this Defiler. It's got to be a Plague, right? He's coming in for it. He's trying. He doesn't get it off. He gets killed by an Archon. Oh, that was huge. That was huge there. Another Defiler is here coming out of the Nidus Canal. And there we go. So the Reavers don't care. The Archon doesn't care. The Dragoons are shut down immediately here by this. Is this guy still down there? That guy's still down there. Ling's rolling up the backside from Jaedong, and he is desperately throwing Lings on in here, which is a great answer, except for the fact there are Reavers here. There is your Plague. Ooh! The Plague is a problem for these Reavers, massively bringing down their HP, but all the Lings look like they're dead. That Reaver is dead here too. That hatchery is going to die. This Archon has 7 kills and cares not for your Plague at all. That hatchery is toast. I really think it is here. Ling's rolling on in. Oh, Observer gets picked off too, but the hatchery is dead. This army is still alive. 113.75 supply. What a scrappy battle this has been right now, you guys. Absolutely insane at this stage of the game. We got more Zealots coming in, more Lings coming in from Jaedong. They almost feel like panic Lings, you guys. Jaedong is not in a good position here against any time. Our Death God. 4th base looks like it might be in trouble. I mean, all of these guys are injured. In the red here, the Archon once again does not care about this. The Reavers do. Picking him up is nice. The Archon here to save the day. It's regenerating its shield slowly but surely. Trying to fight on in. The Zealots are here too. The Archon getting that bonus damage right now. Ling's rolling up the backside. There's a Dark Templar fighting, but there's detection from that Overlord, I guess. Ling's trying to make this thing happen. They do take down a Dragoon. Zealots really trade pretty well against these Lings. And we have a High Templar. There we go. We're just going to storm. It's got 8 kills. Everyone's going to die to the Lings, though. And this attack is finally stopped short. Are these more drop lords, or are these just running around scouting stuff lords? I think that's what that is. Still a 3rd base here from any time. I would have liked to see him try to expand at some point here, but I mean, shutting down that 3rd was pretty fantastic by him. Jaedong is now 3 base to 3 base against a Protoss opponent. The natural base is mined out for any time, which is a major problem. Check this out. How are we still mining from the main and the natural for Jaedong? So he's on 3 mining bases. The main base really could, I mean, stand to have more workers on it if you're any time here. The 3rd is incredibly oversaturated. Should probably bring some home. Engagement up here with some Lings, but Lings do not fare well against Zealots and Archons, as it turns out. Nice pick off of that Observer there. Once again, the Lings just don't. They're 2/2 Lings, which is nice, but they don't want to fight with Zealots that have +3 attack and Archons that have +3 attack with that splash damage. It's not a good place, and not a good place for them at all. 5th base now coming up for Jaedong at the top left-hand corner. It is 119 to 71. Again, anytime has been up this entire time. Is he transitioning? He's making Dark Templar here. Maybe going... I don't know, man. I don't know if going for Dark Archons is what you want to do here. It seems to be kind of a theme on the channel recently, though. Reaver drop. Scourge says goodbye. And the Hydra say goodbye to the rest. All right, man. Zealot Archon coming on up here. That 3rd base is toast. I think it was trying to be replanted, but no. The 4th base, where are you going home for? No, anytime. You're doubling up Jaedong on supply right now. Push that base. There's nothing here to stop you. 2 Sunken's, man, are not going to be enough. Not going to be enough here. More Lings coming in, more Lurkers, more Hydras, and a Defiler out of Jaedong. And I think that's going to be enough to actually wipe this thing out. It's just... a Plague would be disgusting here. Finish off with some Lurker attacks. But more army coming in from any time right now. He is doubled up. There's your Plague. Not the best Plague I've ever seen. And the Defiler ends up getting sniped right there. I guess you march up to the 5th and wipe it out. Where are you so indecisive? Go up here. There's nothing defending this base. Okay, the 4th is a decent target too, but it's much better defended right now. And a base is a base as far as I'm concerned. We have more drops? Nope. Is somebody going to try to save this Lurker? Jaedong is going to try to save this Lurker. He needs it for other stuff. Landing over here is a terrible idea. Do not land over here. There are cannons everywhere. Really like anti-Lurker central right here. All right, man. Here comes nothing. That is a big Protoss army for this situation. Observer does get taken down, which is really big. Allows these Lurkers to survive. That's something Jaedong has been doing exceptionally well here. You have a backup Observer at all, or are you just going to go for it, despite the fact there are Lurkers? No, he's got detection. Where is it, though? Oh, it's over here. Wow, those translucent cloaked things are always difficult to see. All right, man. Anytime it's taken down that base, bam. Thank you for coming. And suddenly Jaedong is on 3 bases. Suddenly he's very mined out of his main. Somehow his natural is very mined out at 2. Those mineral patches dried up real fast for him. 130 to 72 supply. What an amazing display from Anytime right now. Wow. Zealots coming up. And nope, the Lurkers, nice dodge there. By Anytime. More Lings cruising around. What are the upgrades on these guys? Still that 2-2 action here. These Lings getting surrounded. The rest of the army coming on in. There are Archons. Another Observer gets picked off. This Defiler, does it get 2-shot by Archons? I don't know. We'll never know at this stage of the game. And this base is in trouble. There are 3 Lurkers and a ramp you have to come up, which is really bad. Another Observer is here. We do, in fact, have more Reavers here from Anytime. Oh, Scourge. Oh, nice pickoff on the Scourge. The Observer lives. You can take them down. Beautiful stuff right now. The Reaver getting some shots off. Storm dropping onto those drones up to the top left as well. I don't think Jaedong can recover from this. He's going to lose his last source of mining, you guys. Oh my gosh, Anytime. Who knew? Who knew Anytime was capable of this level of destruction against somebody as good as Jaedong is? It's going to be a drop? No, it's going to be a Ling drop down here. We're going to get a Dark Swarm Ling drop down here at the 3rd base. What a great game this is. There's the Dark Swarm. The probes are trying to get out right now. The army needs to come back and help with this because this is the only source of income right now for Anytime as well. Actually, his main base, once again, a weird, decent source right now of income. Although, no, there's like 1,000 total minerals there, maybe, if we're being generous with the amount that is left. All right, so the Lings are crushing this as intended by Jaedong, obviously, but it's 123 to 38 supply. Anytime is hugely in the lead. He's got Archons, he's got Zealots with +3. He trades exceptionally well against anything that Jaedong has right now. The Lurkers aren't going to make it happen. That's so many Dragoons. Checking for another base. There's not one over here. There's a single Guardian hanging out. Which this +3 Dragoon is only too happy to try and murder. I don't think he's going to be able to get it before it retreats into its own base. Man, that was close. It's going to turn around. Tables have turned, says our Guardian friend. All right, man. Lings are trying to make... Oh, they stormed it. They stormed it. Laddies. All right, Zerglings are here, ready to rock against these Archon. No, they're not. Run. Just run. That's what you want to do here. Man, it's 33 supply for Jaedong right now. Nice Dark Swarm, but yeah, man, these Zerglings are getting just destroyed and melted. The Plague catches an Archon. That's not good enough. That's a better Plague. A much better Plague there. But being patient, setting up, spreading around, waiting for that Dark Swarm to come up. This is... If Jaedong can win this game, it will be his most impressive victory I've ever seen. He's long-distance mining from that 5th base right now, just for any semblance of income. Anytime's going to expand to this bottom left and defend it fairly effectively. I love this choice from him. He can keep the pressure on Jaedong while defending his own base at the same time. The positioning is pretty great right now. Long distance mining himself. So it's a long distance mine versus a long distance mine. This might... I don't want to overuse the epic tag, you guys, but as usual, if you tell me in the comments that this needs an epic tag, I will do it. That's what I've been doing, is letting you guys know. Oh, and that's it. Jaedong just taps out, and Anytime is your winner in 28 minutes and 11 seconds. Yeah, man, 111 to 22 supply is a bit too rough of a row to hoe. I can tell you that much. Wow. Wow. I really feel like a large part of Anytime's success can be traced back to when he opened up Reaver real fast. He did the Corsair stuff. That was great. He supply blocked Jaedong a couple times, which was great too. But it's the Reaver. The Reaver defense of that Hydra drop. There was a lot invested into that. Jaedong hadn't really gone for the economy build that you normally see from him. He'd really gone in for that 2-3 base Hydra drop, and the attack at the front, which didn't do a whole lot there. Not a lot died. A couple cannons went down. Maybe some pylons went down there too. Some stuff is still bleeding from that. But the Reaver defense was fantastic and brilliant out of Anytime. And as a result, he just was in a commanding position the entire game, I feel like. I mean, Jaedong, he defended his 3rd base that one time, but then he lost it. He lost his 4th base after a successful defense. His 5th base went down. And then, sure, he did wipe out the only source of income by Anytime on the bottom right-hand corner, but then Anytime just sets this up, which I think this is why Jaedong tapped out, was he saw with his Overlord there was this base here, and he wasn't getting in there to shut that down. anything right, that was the position. Anything he lost, he was not replacing. Anything he killed here from any time was getting replaced because of this income that was present. So tapped right out, and a bit of a surprise result there, man. I mean, that was amazing. Amazing, amazing stuff. All right, cool. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the final score here, and then I'll let you go. All right, man, this is an amazing, amazing, amazing game. Jaedong, 614 units produced, lost 508 of them. Wow. 250 units produced by any time, 491 units killed. That is very efficient. Once again, wow, a lot of these buildings raised by any time. 25 buildings of Jaedong's raised. And Jaedong actually won the resource battle as well. Anytime. Holy smokes, you are so efficient, so well with positioning, so great with upgrades, so great with Reaver control with that shuttle. I need to cast more of you, that is for sure. More gas mined, more minerals mined, and 3,000 more minerals spent by Jaedong. Average APM 316 for Jaedong, 254 for Anytime. But APM is not everything, as this game tells. All right. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be it from Falcon Paladin with another StarCraft Brood War Remastered replay and cast. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe as well if you liked what you saw and what you heard today. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for enjoying more nostalgic Brood War play. And you take care of yourself.